Coming up tonight on CTV, a new bar and bookstore on Laurel. Also coming up, raising awareness about a serious mental disorder that's more prevalent than you might think. And a concert series featuring CSU alumni. We'll tell you more, all that and more tonight on CTV News.
Welcome to CTV this Thursday evening. I'm Kelsey Peterson.
And I'm Tom Mullen. Pope Benedict XVI held his last day in office Thursday. The Pope said his age and diminished strength were interfering with his duties. Benedict XVI is the first Pope to retire in over 600 years. A cardinal will be elected as the new Pope come mid-March.
The CSU Chamber Choir will be going to Texas this April to tour several different cities. In addition to a number of special performances, the choir will also lead some high school classes. The CSU Chamber and concert choirs will also be performing tomorrow in the Griffin Concert Hall at the University Center of the Arts. The choir will also reunite with CSU alumni at each stop along the tour. And speaking of alumni, in case you missed it, last night a singer-songwriter and CSU alum, Danielle Ate the Sandwich, performed at the UCA as part of the Contemporary Artist Music Series. It's all a part of a concert series sponsored by the Bohemian Foundation. The series highlights the success of former Ram musicians and will run through April.
I know Shell played the last concert, and there's probably 4 or 5 more. Brandon Sipes is one of the only ones I know by name, but I know there's a lot of good music coming up, so if you guys like what you hear, you should come back and support the rest of the artists.
The next concert coming to the UCA will be Super Collider on March 13th at 7:30 p.m. You can find a full schedule of the concerts at universitycenterforthearts.com.
The College of Business is all set to start its Global Finance Summit Friday. The free event will feature a speech from Alice Schroeder, the author of the best-selling biography of Warren Buffett. Economists and financial professionals will also speak at the summit tomorrow in the UCA.
The Colorado State Legislature is moving a bill forward to help illegal immigrants go to college. The bill would grant undocumented students the same tuition rate as in-state residents. It passed its first vote in a House committee Wednesday. The bill would require illegal immigrants to complete at least 3 years at a Colorado public or private high school and graduate to receive the benefit. The CSU Board of Governors voiced their support for the bill earlier this month. And the CSU scholarship application is due tomorrow. To apply for scholarships offered by Student Financial Services and your academic college, you must complete and submit the application by 11 p.m. Friday. Students are also encouraged to complete their FAFSA soon because financial aid will start being awarded in mid-March. For more information about financial aid, you can visit Student Financial Services website at sfs.colostate.edu.
The Rams bookstore on the corner of Mason and Laurel is a place where people can buy and sell their textbooks as well as purchase Colorado State apparel and merchandise. However, some big changes are in store for the location, so I went and found out exactly what's going to be happening there over the next few months. The off-campus Rams bookstore will soon be undergoing some major changes as the sale of traditional textbooks continues to decline.
You know, the sales of textbooks at a local off-campus bookstore like ours have become less and less significant over the years as, you know, Amazon has become, a giant, and now you've got all these big rental companies.
Owner Griff Cole thinks bringing in a new business will help take advantage of the space as well as bring in more customers.
And what seems to make the most sense in this area right now is some kind of a restaurant, bar and grill type themed business that could come in here and generate more traffic.
The store will be transformed into the Boot Bar and Grill, which will be a CSU-themed sports bar and restaurant aimed towards students and alumni.
Bookstore customers won't have to worry. You'll still be able to get all of your t-shirts, textbooks, and other merchandise here. It'll just be in a different place.
You know, as you can see, we've got a split level set up here, and so we're going to share the main level, shared entrance, and then you'll be able to enter into the bar side, and then from that, on half of the main level, you'll go upstairs to the restaurant, and the bar will be up there. There'll be some high tops on the main level, or you'll be able to come into our existing side of the main level, and then as you see down here into the basement, we'll have all of our CSU clothing and paraphernalia down there as well. And then we have a back room down in the basement where our textbook operation will move to.
Renovations are scheduled to start taking place soon, so the changes will be ready for next semester.
And hopefully by the middle of the summer, we'll be able to get the new changes, and the bar and restaurant will open up, and we'll be ready for the students to come back in the fall with an exciting new remodeled building here.
Now, there aren't a lot of bars between the Old Town Fort Collins area and the Campus West area. The new Boot Bar and Grill will be in a location that owner Griff Call says will hopefully bring in a lot of student foot traffic, along with attracting school alumni and other Colorado State fans.
Coming up, will we break out of the recent cold weather trend?
Kelsey McAllister has your weekly weather forecast.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Passionate speakers will share ideas worth spreading at TEDx this weekend. The event will emphasize expanding perspectives. The event starts at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Tune in next week for CTV's coverage of the event.
The mountain pine beetle has lost its place as the #1 killer in trees in Colorado. The spruce beetle is the new leader. Forest Health Management International speaker Bill Ciesla presented an overview of the health of Colorado's forests last night. State Forester Joe Duda says the solution would be to practice sound forest management. The Forest Service is working hard to make this a possibility.
We're joined by Kelsey McAllister now. Kelsey, how's the weather looking for this weekend?
You know, guys, the weather is going to be gorgeous this weekend, so I'm guessing a lot of people will go up skiing, and it's actually snowing up in Breckenridge right now, so there is going to be powder and sunny skies.
You know, that sounds great because I'm going skiing this weekend.
Well, then you have
I'm
perfect
jealous.
conditions. So let's take a look at our neck of the woods. The current temperature right now is 26 degrees, but with the wind chill, it feels like 17. The wind speed is out of the northwest at 9 miles per hour currently, so it is still pretty chilly, but this shouldn't last for long. Temperatures won't drop too much tonight, but taking a look at today, temperatures were much warmer than the past few days. The high was at 39 degrees. The highs, taking a look across the state at the highs, 37 in Denver, 39 Fort Collins, 36 in Colorado Springs. The high country was in the 20s, 42 in Grand Junction. Sunset was at 5:51 today, so things will be cooling down throughout the evening now. Temperatures for tonight will dip into the teens. Tomorrow sunrise is at 6:34 in the morning. Temperatures will climb into the mid-40s with mild winds from the northwest around 5 p.m. Let's take a look across the state because there still is some accumulation expected. In the high country, you can see up to 1 to 4 inches, and there's a chance down in southern Colorado. So let's take a look at the 7-day forecast and see what the Front Range has. Tomorrow will be relatively nice with the highs in the mid-40s and sunny skies. Saturday will jump exponentially up into the mid-50s. Sunday will grow even more into close to 60 degrees with mostly sunny skies. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will all have sunny skies starting from 44 and moving up to close to 60 degrees, so it'll be absolutely gorgeous. Tune in tomorrow morning for my CTV Ramirez report. For CTV Weather, I'm Kelsey McAllister.
Up next, Kelsey here will let you know about a national eating disorder that's a national eating award this week.
Don't go anywhere.
Are the best places to find a new pet.
What a perfectly beautiful little lady.
That's where you'll discover healthy, loyal, and loving animals.
You little rascal.
Eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet.
Oh, ladies first.
Be that person. Adopt.
This is living. Hey, kid.
To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Nearly 70 years after the Holocaust came to an end, the memory of those lost lives still lives today. In conjunction with ACSU, CSU Students for Holocaust Awareness are putting on their 17th annual Holocaust Awareness Week, March 1st through the 8th. The event includes a speech by Holocaust survivor Renee Justin and a screening of the movie Schindler's List. All week, flags will be placed in the plaza, each flag representing 5,000 deaths, and volunteers will take turns reading names of those lost.
This week, February 24th through March 2nd, is National Eating Disorders Awareness Week, and eating disorders are more prevalent on college campuses than many people realize.
Eating disorders are an increasingly common issue, and the altered photos of thin women and muscular men that are seen everywhere only contribute to concerns about body image.
I think that media is definitely one of the driving forces behind the large number of eating disorders that there are. I know that just about every girl feels pressure.
But it's not just the media that influences eating disorders. Lifestyle has a lot to do with it as well. According to Carrie Duncan, the Beyond the Mirrors registered dietitian, college students are one of the groups most susceptible to developing disorders because of how big the transition to college is. However, she says this is a good environment for students with eating disorders because it is where friends can help friends recover.
I guess just like personal experience. I was interested in it because I had friends who had it and I myself struggled with fighting it, so.
According to the National Eating Disorders Association, 60 to 90% of women on college campuses are dieting to try and lose weight, and 10 to 18% of men struggle with compulsive exercising, abusing supplements or steroids, and undergoing cosmetic surgery. Though it is important to eat healthy foods like fruits and vegetables, it's also important to remember that you can eat foods like this and still maintain a healthy diet.
It was always hard. It's hard because it's a disorder, but it's in the mind and not just the body.
Students should know that the CSU Health Network has individual and group counseling services available for students struggling with eating disorders and body image. Nutrition counseling is also a great resource for students available through the CSU Health Network Medical Services, according to Janelle Patrias, CSU Coordinator for Mental Health Initiatives.
I really learned not to compare myself to others and just to compare myself to myself, and I am beautiful and I can be confident in that, and not have to worry about am I as pretty as or am I prettier than some other individual.
And now we have Sophie Vukovic here with sports.
CSU men's basketball lost their home winning streak last week, but last night they were home again and they went back to their old ways, beating Fresno State 74-67. Let's take a look at the highlights. Colton Iverson led the Rams in rebounds with 12, and Pierce Hornung was the next highest rebounder with 7. Our leaders in scoring were Ike Meyer with 18 points, followed closely by Dorian Green with 16. With these numbers, it wasn't an easy win for them, but they were prepared to be physical and fight for the win. Fresno State's Kevin Olakebe hit 5 threes in the first half, but he was shut down after that by John Octius, whose performance was key to last night's win. When asked about Octius' contribution, Coach Larry Eustace had this to say. Nobody on our team likes to compete and be in the game more than John. He's just a sophomore, but he just has it. Some don't, some do, he just has it. Teammate Colton Iverson also spoke highly of his performance.
Around the game, John came in, the energy he brought to this game was outstanding. We wouldn't have done it without him. It was a clutch part of the game, and he came up big, and he really offensively he had 2 dunks that were huge in the second half, and his defense was probably the biggest part of the night for us winning this game.
Now that the Rams have had their confidence shaken and responded with a home win, let's see how their mindset has changed as they get ready for the tournament.
It was very important. After the last 2 games, we looked at it as we're starting a new season right now. Finishing 4 regular season games and then going to conference tournament. And we're coming in with a whole new mindset that we're just going to out-determine every team that we play.
All right, well, the Rams still have 3 more games before the tournament starts. Their first game is this Saturday at Boise State. Check out CTV11news.com for the results.
That's all the time we have for you tonight.
Thanks for joining us.